Hello, 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 and welcome back. I'm back here with Mr. Snakes, gonna do a Resident Evil 2 run, remake run for us, so take it away, Snake.
Hello everyone, I'm back about 14 hours after, no, yeah, around, no, 24 hours. I can't even count the hours anymore. After I was here yesterday, I'm joined by the lovely Sornek. Sornek, do you want to introduce yourself?
Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? We're here on the night shift. I was actually here about 12 hours ago with the Claire Row race. So good to be back. Looking forward to seeing some Claire B. How are we feeling about the run, dude?
Well, it could be a meme, it could go badly, could go goodly, We'll see what happens, but RNG Fest is, yeah, we're ready.
Get those praise RNG in chats.
Yeah,
A
bless
Resident Evil game ever
Which
godly.
costume we going with today?
Classic tank top. I know there's been a heavy demand in my chat for me to run 98, but no one paid me the £5,000 toll that I put on that, so it's not going to happen apparently.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
All right. Well, I'll count you in whenever you're ready, man.
Yeah, yeah, ready when you are, man.
All right, sick. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, man.
So the good luck.
So starting off on Claire B here, we start off just straight in the action in Snake's favourite section, the courtyard.
Thanks for giving me that early reminder that I'm in the courtyard.
Courtyard's free.
Courtyard is never free. Why would you start mentioning it? Thank you for all the good lucks in chat. Shane, Feline, Josh. See
All the legends out here.
plenty of legends in the chat.
Sadly, you get nothing but memes from your commentator and host.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm here for. The meme and moral support.
Like I would have put any other costume on to Shane.
So you're seeing Snake here doing a bit of stair skating, where if you just kind
right,
of
good start.
aim the aim button in a rhythm, you'll kind of glide up the stairs.
It's already bad.
Well, you see, I did try to convince Snake to run 98. The
Yeah, and
PB
look,
costume, they call that.
yeah, and look what happened to that run, Duchesne. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying something.
Yeah, usually I wouldn't do that, but we're on marathon and that courtyard was horrible. That would usually just be a reset.
How random, or how much RNG would you say there is to the zombies in that section?
Oh, there is loads of randomness to that. Like, I ran this earlier today, and it's like I didn't reset in courtyard for ages, and then I was stuck in courtyard for about an hour. So
Oh no! So,
it
but you
can
seem to have gone through the worst part of it.
you can sort of mix with it, but the only problem with that is this is now going to increase my DA heavily for the rest of the run.
And DA, every Resi 2 runner's favourite word. It's so basically the difficulty will adjust depending on the actions of the player. It's represented by a number or a rating. During the run, you'll see Snake do certain things to manipulate the DA.
Yes, if DA wasn't a thing, the grenade strat would probably be utilized a lot more.
Oh, definitely. And it's just another thing you got to think of in this run, you know.
Mm.
On top of everything else, you also got to worry about the score. I think it's been a staple in the Resident Evil games for a little bit now. I think it came out Resident 4.
Nice start.
That's Snake's favorite zombie, at least he's in
What was
caution
his
now.
name? Well,
His
hey,
name is
the
His
Trevor.
name is Trevor.
Trevor, there we go. You can
I
always
like
tell.
Trevor.
You can always tell which zombies give runners a hard time based on the names they've got. But yeah, DA minute.
At least we're down to like 5,800 we were at 6,300 a minute ago, so yeah, you know.
So I believe that the highest DA score 8 on standard.
899. Basically hardcore.
On hardcore, does it stay at that by default, or does it go live?
It's like at 9,000 and something, I think. Yeah, your DM's just set to 9 for the whole of hardcore.
Oh god.
Lovely
Why
time.
we don't run hardcore?
Hardcore the next marathon then?
Hell no.
So did we talk? I don't think we've spoken about caution movement. One of the big things in the 2 new remakes. But essentially, you'll run faster if you're on caution, which is completely different to the original. You know, in the original, you move a hell of a lot slower on caution.
So you'll see me
Applicable
there.
for the female characters though. Leon doesn't have it.
Do you like? I always ask whether these things are intentionally done by Capcom. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty
This
tell.
is...
What do we reckon?
Well, good starts, mate.
Well, hey man, it's DA minute. That's the way we look at it here.
Are very well used by speedrunners of this game.
I literally forgot to reload. This is this is a bit terrible. Can we restart?
I think it's unintentional. I fully agree. I mean, it's a bit like quick menuing in the original Resi 2. I don't think they intended for it, but it's a great little mechanic.
It's like you can think it was just a coincidence to begin with, but it continued to happen in every game. So
That's true. That's very true. Wonder if we'll see the same thing with Resi 4 if there's any asterisks.
if we get to control 8, yeah, that's true.
It's interesting to see how all of the RE engine games share a lot of the same quirks.
Yeah, it would be very cool to see. I'd love to see remake 1 in this engine. Really cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, to be honest. It'd be an interesting little interpretation of it, I guess. What about CVX? I feel like everyone wants that one to be remade.
No comment.
I'm gonna put you on a hot seat about that. No, I'm joking.
Exactly what
Ari
Deshae
remake, yeah.
Exactly what Deshae said. Okay, that's 3. Good. Oh my god, apparently you can't be that close.
So one thing about the B scenario that's very different from the A scenario is the code tier change. And I feel like, much like the B scenario in the original game, RPD 1's a lot shorter. You don't have the gas station, you don't have the opening kind of city run.
Also, if you play this for the first time, you have to go out your way a little bit more to kind of get the solutions to this puzzle.
Yeah.
While in A scenario, you get it right away in the book.
Where do you get it casually on B? Because I never actually found out where you find it.
I think you get like one piece of it, and then I think it's in a photo you can develop.
Oh, right.
It's called Lion Statue, I think.
I was a real cheat and I just googled. No shame.
I think it was, I didn't cheat the first time, but that plug puzzle threw me off for at least about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Way longer than I'm willing to admit.
That's true.
Especially in the B scenario. But here we are at GE1. One of the big things to mention in this game is that your knife damage is tied to the frame rate. Hence the FPS count in the top corner, 120 FPS. And there we go, very nicely done.
Yes, you can make that fight a lot faster if you don't cap your frame rate to 120, which is kind of why that's a rule. So people can't just have their NASA computers and
pay
do
to win.
3 slashes and be done with it.
Imagine pay to win. Imagine how the speedrun boards would look on pay to win.
Just 1,000 frames a second, just. But as a result, the
Equipping the knife and he dies.
community decided early on to kind of cap the frame rate. I think 60 and 120.
8 at 300 FPS. Imagine 8 swings. What a time to be alive.
So we've met Sherry Birkin, who not the first time she's been in this stream today, actually.
No, not.
No,
How did she
and not
treat
the
you
last
today?
either.
Should cooperate a little bit more in this one.
It was more me than Sherry, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
But it was a good run either way. I had a lot of fun.
That was fun racing.
So at this point in the story, both Claire and Sherry have come across Chief Irons again. Not his first time on here today. He's the corrupt chief of police who's been sitting on Umbrella's payroll. Irons pretty much takes Sherry from us. We've got to get her back.
One thing we didn't touch on is G1 usually takes around 14 slashes. However, on B side, it's going to take you a bit more because of the higher DA. Another
How's
thing
the
to
DA
add
looking
to
at the
the thing on B side. How's the DA looking? 6-2 at the moment.
The liquor's absolutely terrifying. I love the added detail that, you know, with Leon A, the dogs are here and now they're all gone. See, the liquors have come and wrecked all of them, but it's a nice little detail. So now we're on our way back to RPD2. What are your thoughts going into it?
So far, I don't like how my health's looking because I like to be able to take some damage if I if something goes wrong. But I'm at the point now where my health is at 30.8. Portion is like 29.9, so... No, not caution.
Well, it's one of the big trade-offs, isn't it, I suppose? It's like, you know, yeah, you're in caution, you move faster, but you're always a couple of hits away from danger.
Yeah, chat seemed to
Nothing
not
at
agree
all.
with what you are talking about,
Oh,
that Chief
sorry.
Irons is a bad guy.
To be fair, they were just rumours, right?
Well, it's
I'm
rumors.
sure he's an upstanding citizen at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the chief of police.
exactly. He couldn't have gotten that by
I mean,
bribes,
yeah,
could he?
he's got a bit of a weird taste. He keeps all of these taxidermy animals in his office, but that's fine. Yes, it's bigger than the Stars room or the Stars office, but you know, he's the chief of police. He deserves it.
It's a very nice diary that explains how we
another
got
thing
those
we
trophies as well.
Oh god.
talked about is stair skating. See me doing it on those stairs there. Basically, Claire you cancel sort of like a running animation if you're aiming as you go up the stairs. So that makes things a lot quicker.
Yes, walking upstairs is a very slow animation.
It's interesting
Doing
that
that.
even though the original remake is like obviously completely different, all three remakes have their own type of stair skating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
I suppose something to talk about is the recent patches to these games, the RTX ones. I know they kind of messed up the games quite a bit.
Yeah, so yeah, they did sort of mess with some of like the RNG in terms of how certain enemies behave. I never ran the new patch, so I don't know them that well. But I know they played a bit around with G2. Also, the liquors for Leon, I think.
Wasn't stair skating also not
Yeah,
like,
stair
kind of
skating
nerfed
was
a little bit?
also nerfed a little bit.
Do you reckon? Again, I don't think that was intentional.
No.
But there you go.
We don't know with Capcom anymore. You can assume, but
So you see, I
Also
took the
found
herb. That's now put my health back up to like 64%. Why?
Wow.
It's fine.
I'm
That
all
knife
in.
can actually go.
Exactly. DA minute. He ran. Poor Marvin just sprinting at you, essentially.
Love this game.
Nicely dodged there.
imagine liking the games you're speedrunning.
Yeah,
That's like
that's good.
too slow, Mr. X.
I do like this category more than A, but during Marathon RNG, maybe not.
But nothing on Leon B though.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I would. Yeah, you'd have to say like, if you do this, we'll pay you $1,000, and then I'd probably do it. But just notice how it costs less to get me to run Leon B at a marathon than it does the 98 costume. Just consider that.
Just about, yeah.
So, hoping that we don't have to write a report on this, we're going to do the old clock tower.
Damn,
You're
Shane, you need to put some price on your worth, man. They're
We're gonna get to hear write a report on this tomorrow, though, while Coffee is running this together with Nick and Jolene.
That would be 10 grand, Arthur.
There will also be an incentive for tomorrow for RE3. Liam is running that, the remake of him doing an iPhone run instead of New Game Plus. So get donating to that to get to see a RE3 knife run remake.
So, what did pausing the game there do?
So I was doing this, like, we call it pause buffering, and basically use it to see where the zombie's positioning is. So whether I need to quickly aim at him or and he's like free.
I know that there is another strat for it. I think it's in the A scenario, isn't it? Where you pause the game for a couple of seconds and then wait for the door to burst open.
Yeah, that's at the shutter with.
Because that's on a real time, not on in-game timing for that to open up.
I do love that about this game. The fact that the timer pauses during cutscenes and etc.
EMB hardcore no damage speedrun when. Sounds fun.
Next event.
What did I miss? I missed something.
I mean, if it was me doing this puzzle right now, I'd still be doing it.
See, I do have inputs for it, but I've stopped following them because there's so many of them. Like, compared to, like, Claire A, there's, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9.
1 million
and
inputs.
there's about 11, like, combinations of inputs you have to put in.
Wow.
When we get to, like, a bit where I don't have to do anything, I'll show you what they are. Or, well, tell you what they are. But they're not fun. Oh, no, that was right.
So
What's nice RNG on that?
The way these pieces face is RNG, isn't it?
Yeah. The only thing that's not RNG is you always swap first and third block. You can get unless you get lucky, where you get the RNG, where you just literally put the block in and it's done. I'm pretty sure I've seen that like very rarely once.
So whilst Claire's making her way to the orphanage to rescue Sherry, as you can see, playing as every Resi 2 runner's favourite character.
Wow, what a shame. I hope you didn't have to run against those splits for too long. Yeah, when I got a 1 change, I literally deleted the split after I PB'd on that, because I was like, yeah, I'm not running against a 1 change, so I'm deleting that split. Just for my mental health. I'm getting to like this section I call the sort of like an auto scroller where there's not much RNG, you're just basically running away from irons in a second. So basically what we're doing is we're getting the key to the front. Fun fact about the front though is although you've got the key, it's actually chained at the front, so you can't get out anyway.
So like you said, there is a bit of downtime here. I think for this section you just try not to get like caught by
Yeah.
him.
So to go through those inputs I was talking about, the inputs are SE, WDE, WE, DDE, WAE, DEE, WE, and then AEE.
Oh my
That's
God.
what that puzzle's inputs are. And I tried
Indeed.
following that as just inputs, and I'd always mess it up because there's so many. So it's just like, yeah, no.
How about no?
So I just, because on the puzzle picture we have like a thing that's like 113, which tells you how many times you have to hit it. So I just follow that instead.
Yeah,
Because it's much more easy.
I have
Yeah.
the same. I have kind of it pictured and then how many times you need to click each.
So I just use the arrows to follow it,
Yeah.
follow that, because yeah, the inputs are just so, yeah, it's monk.
Just sounds like an old school cheat code.
Right.
Of course it was, Corey.
Also, it's pretty funny here when you're gonna pick up this key. If you do it too fast, you can get 2 keys.
Yeah. So a lot of people tend to actually slow down how much they actually match on this instead. I know Deshane's quite often says he just does it slowly because he's like, I'm not getting memed with the 1 second time loss for no reason. Which is a fair thing. I do the same.
Yeah.
If only he would like look ahead.
Yeah, like, you'd think he. I know he's had a bit of acid chucked in him,
Oh,
but
Almost tackles Sherry there.
makes you want this man is the police chief.
and I find if you go into that slower, you actually helps your movement coming out of that door. I used to always lose like a second of time coming out of that door, but now I'm like always saving time coming out of it because I know what I'm doing. I feel if you're like proper mashing, you lose sort of focus on your movement.
Yeah, like luckily enough, that 2 key thing is just for Sherry and her inventory doesn't matter. It would be worse if it was with Claire, right? If you get a
Can you
duplicate of a key there.
Just
Yeah.
any keys that you pick up.
For item management's sake.
I still haven't fully decided if I'm dropping the spark shot for this one or not.
The
You'd
big
be
red-
persuaded with some donations, maybe. Wink, wink.
Spark for your sanity. A lot of people would say that.
Do we dare run a poll?
To be fair, I think I might have to keep the spark because I threw the grenade early doors. I didn't think about that.
You have some time to make up your mind. Because we are coming up to the Shane's favorite segment, probably no one else's favorite segment, which is the sewers.
Definitely one of the biggest changes made in the remake, but definitely in the
Yeah.
series, where they pretty much completely redid it. It was like its own full-fledged section as opposed to just a handful of rooms in the original.
Oh, thanks for the tank,
Wow.
mate.
He just I mean, Ocelot said that was the best handgun in the world, and I just didn't seem to do much.
Yeah, labs is the best section on B side. Like you look forward to getting to labs on B side, and then on A side you're like, oh, we got labs.
Yeah. always love how they kind of remix the streets. You know, these sections here were originally, well, as you saw earlier, at the beginning of the game, and now they've been moved to about the halfway points.
Yeah. Pretty interesting when you first played this, like, where is Kendo?
Yeah, I remember thinking, oh, it's a shame that Kendo's not here, and then you come out of the police station, and then you see it, and it's like, oh, it's like a pleasant surprise. And even here, you've got all of the key locations. You know, the basketball court. Snake's going for the bus right now.
Depending on you played, if you played Claire first, you might have think they just scrapped him.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, dog. That bus
When you
dog.
play-
Oh, you are kidding me.
It's kind of
That
quite what you
makes-
said this morning about dogs.
Honestly, I don't even know what I can do now. Well, that deletes spark dropping spark shot.
Yeah, that would
Brilliant.
be really interesting if you did that.
It also makes G2 very questionable now. Why? Why do you wait till now? You might as well. I've seen Will Snake go over estimate, and I'm just like, yeah, you probably now.
I still believe. I still believe.
I can't remember what I put as my estimate.
The straight put in chat, if any RA fans in the chat want to see something great tomorrow, we got an incentive to turn Resi 3 Remake from New Game Plus to knife only. Get donating if you want to see that.
53. What's that knife?
Any knives you can get all coming into the sewers?
No, there's none. There's no knives in the sewers, bar the G2 knife.
So, Claire or Leon?
Play every day of the week. And twice on a Sunday.
Well, it's Sunday now, so, you know.
Technically, you are right.
For me, it's Sunday when I wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, it's Saturday night, right?
These zombies just not giving you a break here. I think that they know you're doing a marathon. They're chasing you.
See, I was
So-
going to let the dog bite me, but then I realised actually my health will take me down to danger, so I have to hit him with the...
That $10 donation earlier from Cole Rabby saying, Cowgirl Claire, let's go.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for the contribution. We appreciate it. Please.
Ooh, trying it. Just before the run, this is where you were kind of testing everything out, making sure the stream settings were all good.
Yeah,
And I was kind of expecting those guys not to play well here. You're almost riling them up before the
yeah,
run.
dodging them back
It
and
would've been
forth. Like, I get you this
So-
in a proper run.
Using the T-bar here.
Sewers can be a bit memey as well. Especially on B side, because we get an extra zombie, well, an extra 2 zombies in fact.
Yeah.
Hello.
Wow, he isn't. They're just not holding back. What's
The DA
the
is
DA
quite
at?
high, to be fair.
Ah,
It's like 6'4".
so here we've got the G mutants. In the original, you only have to fight one. In this game, There's a fair few of them.
Yeah, and the original is boss as well, so here they are, just regular enemies.
Gets a bit of a downgrade, but at the same time, upgrade.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because I'd say what does the lost sight take like 7 magnum shots? I think these G-adults take loads of bullets if you actually
Yeah, to
want
be
to kill
fair,
them. Oh my
it is
god,
a bit
Claire.
like, and the amount of self-defense items elite as well. Because if it grabs you, it's either that or get poisoned.
yeah.
Yeah, getting poisoned is not fun. You just go around the place coughing everywhere.
Yeah, and especially in a place like that where there are probably a few other G-adults you have to dodge, and if you try to dodge them while coughing, you can't run, so bad gets to worse in that case.
Be nice RNG, please. Nice.
So, if I recall, the G mutant is what happens when someone who's incompatible with the G virus is infected. So, Irons, for example, and then the little baby jumped out of his chest, alien style.
Yes, I guess that's a failure in terms of the host for it.
But it does work, however, if you're related to the person,
Yeah.
as we'll find out shortly. They're wasting no time here to just get up as quickly as they can and lunge. Someone's paid him off. I'm going to blame Sharon.
Yeah, always. Always Sherry's fault.
He's the master of puppets.
Oh, game, please.
So if you were to recommend a scenario to anyone in chat who might be watching this and thinking that they want to run this, which one would you kind of point them in a direction in?
I think to start off, it's always good to go for Leon. Just because you're not one hit from being on danger the whole time, and then I think, as much as for me, I much prefer playing as Claire. However, I think as a starting point, I started on Leon, just because it's like a lot easier.
People definitely tend to lean more towards Leon A. I think even with the original, it's the most popular category. I think it's the one that, I think according to ResiNet, or ResidentEvil.net, most players, I think it's like 60+% pick Leon for their first playthrough. So it's the go-to one, I'd say.
The correct answer is
I think
Leon the
it's-
Hardcore 60.
Of course, Craig would go for the most horrible one. Yeah, I think I should probably clarify a bit more what I mean by Leon's easier. I would say easier as a starting point. Definitely not easier grinding like world records and stuff. But
I
yeah,
guess
as
it's
a
an
start-
easier way to get into the run, as you
Yeah.
don't have to run on caution all the time. Well, I guess you can go for Claire and run on fine, but
Yeah, there's always that option.
until you're ready to kind of drop that into more optimal strats.
Mr. Venusaur coming in with the raid.
Not friendly, but at this point, I've got me on caring. To be fair, for once, Corey, I agree with you.
So friend, the grenade here actually skips the first section of this, where Birkin's kind of shoving his claws through the ceiling, which cuts a good amount of time, I'd say. Also going to notice that Snake's lowered his video quality settings, which is to ensure that we're maintaining that 120 frames for a lot of these more intense sections.
DA of 7 going into this fight does not give me hope at all. I got the stun, which is good. Okay, no.
So the idea during this fight is that we need to activate the crane to knock Birkin off the platform. As you can see here, Snake's going to be knifing away and trying to get Birkin's health below 50%. That way we can do it in one cycle, because usually it would be 2 cycles. You hit him once with the tram.
Wow, I am in trouble.
That is unlucky.
DA is just far too high. Doesn't even Reese.
I suppose if anyone was going to bring the marathon memes, it's going to be G2.
He already did with the Shane's run, so but he wasn't finished there apparently. Anyone else called out Sonic was sounding like a nature documentary. No, I think you're the first, Polite.
The wild G2. Here in his habitat.
That was horrible.
GG's though.
This is done for now.
Like, to be completely fair, I mean, you know, you're taking on one of these main bosses with just a knife and a
That's
grenade,
true.
and it's nutty. It's insane.
Just a
But you did
DA is like, it's been horrible since I throw that grenade at the courtyard. Like, it's been like that since the start. Like,
The speedrunner is natural habitat.
yeah.
The F9 key.
Alt F4.
Alt F4.
Alt F4 is better than F9. I don't have to see the main screen. Just closes it. Done.
That's the power button off right off the bat.
Oh yeah, just hold the power button down for 10 seconds.
Just grab the back of the power cable, just rip it straight out. That's the secret reset button.
247 here, Polite.
Honestly, a massive shout out to everyone in here watching this and being up on this lovely evening. So on the approach here to labs, like we were saying earlier, the way the G virus works is if it's with an incompatible host, then you see the G mutants. Sherry being the daughter of the person infected by the G virus, Mr. William Birkin, is infected, and we got to go to Nest, the lab, to get the vaccine.
Mr. Birkin is evolving more than a Pokemon is, so.
All I'm going to say is I'm just glad there's not double lab lickers on this run, because my DA is at 8,100 right now.
So the highest being, what, 8.9k?
Yeah.
Is there any way to, like, lower the DA?
Wasting bullets, taking damage,
Dying.
Although saying that, I died and it only took me down to 7,052, so...
You had to die a few times.
Yeah, and I went into the fight on 7,000, but because you've been doing damage to G2, the DA is going up, so I actually didn't get much better than what I was at.
It's quite status quo after that anyway.
But just kind of gives you an idea as to just how many things you need to keep in mind when running this game. I feel like, at least to like...
More than the run itself, you need to kind of calculate for it as well to not reach those levels, especially for boss fights.
No, absolutely. And I think, you know, Resident Evil has always been about the item management and stuff, but with this, again, there's this added element. If I pick up this knife, you know, how's my DA going to be for this upcoming boss fight?
Right. So it's a lot easier to manage on PC as most people use the SRT, which is a speedrunning tool. You can keep track of your items, keep track of your DA,
Yeah.
which if you run this on console, you don't have any of that.
リー研究員カートライト部長がお呼びです。イーストエリアへお越しください。
Are there any like console exclusive strats?
I think console's mainly 60, so I'm not sure, but I'm not very familiar with consoles, so
Yeah, depends on. It's mostly like 60 strats, but depending on what kind of console you are at, because if you are on a base PS4, you're probably not gonna run it anywhere close to 60 most of the time.
yeah.
It does struggle a bit on my old PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
I think the PS5 version, does it have support for 120?
Does now with the new patch, yeah.
But then you've obviously got the different things to, like we said earlier, with the patch. That
I
kind
think
of
the
change.
Xbox always held it better than the PlayStation has, but
Spruce coming in with the raid. So this puzzle works like a number pad essentially. So you just saw Snake do 5, 8, 3, 1.
normally you would pick up an item to get one of those codes, and the other one is typed out.
Yeah, I thought it was.
But it's the same code all the time, so you just have it in the numbers. Remember it pretty much. Yeah, it did polite kind of
現在
enemies behaving differently.
道に合うように適量を調整してください。
This one I always find is like the easiest to remember. Blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green.
Because it's all the same line, you don't have to jump anything.
In the A scenario, it's RGB, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
red, green,
RGB.
blue, red, green, blue, red, green.
Yeah. You need to jump a little bit. It's not a
Just
straight
about that
line.
puzzle. If you mess around with the buttons and then leave and
Oh
then
my
come back,
God.
it doesn't reset.
I'm not sure if it. I don't think it resets in
I
this.
don't think it does it? So if you mess up the inputs,
Because in older RE games, if you mess something like that up, you would but just leave the room and enter, and it resets everything.
Oh, Mr. Lucy, a Resident Evil 2 Remake legend.
Definitely.
Right, QQ, 1, 2, 3,
Absolute
4.
madman at this game.
no, absolutely.
Oh, examine memes, you love to see them.
So this is again something brand new, sort of remake. You get this little device you can use to power certain parts of the lab. I think there's quite a few different ones you can do, but for the speed run, you only do a handful of them.
I'm so scared of this DA. Like, this is like the scariest DA ever seen at this point. Like, I was so tempted to pick up that herb, but I was like, if I pick that up, my inventory is going to be full, and then
And
my
we go to
DA
the
is
Mac.
also going to go up.
What is it sitting at the moment?
8,132.
Oh, and what would be the optimal DA score for
Oh.
this section?
On B side, you usually probably got about a 7 here because of. Oh wow, no, that's not good. I forgot to equip my flash. That's Tom's fault. He was supposed to remind me.
Rick, yeah.
All these liquors are
Oh,
mental. Leave
Look
me
at them
alone.
going on him. Oh,
Oh, we're in
Oh
trouble.
God.
they are not holding back, are they?
What is he
Look at him,
doing?
he's right. He's like, oh, I know you're in there.
I'm probably dead. No. Okay.
Oh, just made out by the skin of your teeth.
Oh,
Oh, my
God.
god.
DA
Marathon
manip,
moves.
okay?
Exactly. That was a liquor manip.
Problem is, if you have died there, you have to go all the way back to where you did that code early. Or the.
I'm scared.
It's about keeping everyone in chat on the edge of their seat. You know, you got to give them a show.
Well, if you want to know my health, it's a 0.1, and my actual health
There's-
value is 1 out of 1,200.
1 HP in a dream. The 1 HP clutch.
Danger percent, the new category that I'm going to be introducing to the board soon. Watch his face.
This is a world premiere. You're seeing it at speed on first. Danger percent.
Not just danger percent, 1 HP percent. It has
1
to be as
HP in a dream percent.
yeah.
No.
I got 1 HP in a dream.
So, a thing I don't think we mentioned about the IVs, massive, I'd say a buff compared to the original. In the original, they just kind of exist. You can just run around them.
Yeah.
In this game, if they grab you, either you use a self-defense item or you're dead. No in between.
Oh, why couldn't Corey have just accepted Kaz, man? It's not often I say I miss Kaz, but right now.
You know, you can take it out on me because I'm at the scheduling as well.
Oh
so.
yeah, Tom, what was your issue with Kaz?
I just don't like you very much.
Okay, that's fair. At least you're honest about it.
A bit like all the enemies in the game at the moment. Really not liking Snake. Just absolutely giving him hell right now. So that's the final time we use that?
Yeah. We can't discard it because you use it. You can actually use it 3 times.
Yeah, I think you can grab some
You
upgrades.
use it to get an extra side pack. Obviously, not very good in the speedrun though.
Yeah, because it is the beginning of the labs, right, where you get the first kind of ship for the armband.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So we've got Sherry's pendant, which opens it up and gives us a vaccine.
Oh
And you
no,
can see
that's
Snake's lower
not
in
put
the,
it on 200%. I can't
30
imagine.
FPS.
I can't imagine how the knifing would go on that.
And here we are reaching G3, the next boss fight.
Oh, I hit some. That's not good.
Snake's power for the big glowing orange eyes. Nice, dude.
Well done. Well done.
Well played. An absolute clencher. Again, 1 HP in a dream.
Right, now we're at max DA.
What a fight there. Oh, no.
But it's probably quite common for you to be very high on your DA on B side. Because it's the meme and a dream.
1 HP, I made the dream.
A meme and a dream. But pretty much on the approach here to the final little stretch of the game. The labs are pretty much done. It's just going to be about the escape now. Once we bring the vaccine to Sherry.
Yeah, and it's B-side with Claire, so William never stops, essentially.
Yeah, we have one additional fight to the B scenario. So it's almost like, from what we've just seen, where we're going into this gauntlet for the final stretch of the game, get the Fitbit upgrade.
Right.
Always important.
You named it the Fitbit, and then I changed all my splits to call it Fitbit.
I changed my split for the modulator to be Stream Deck, so...
Stream Deck.
Maybe might have to start like the first key you pick up to Revolver Ocelot, because it's when we get the 6-shooter
Single
gun.
action. The greatest handgun ever made.
A lot of people dislike this handgun in Re2 Remake. I actually kind of like it, but I don't know if it's because it's like a little throwback to MDS. I don't know.
I like that. I mean, in the original game, you could get the Colt single action army, but it was a kind of secret. Like, you'd have to get to the police station, don't pick up any items, kill Brad, grab a key, and it was one of the costumes that would give you this item. And
Yeah,
I
is
think
it
it
the
ended up
one
in-
where you've got the blue jacket and
I think so.
With the
like a
flames
biker,
all over, yeah.
yeah,
headband, I think.
And then kind of Western boots with it.
But pretty cool that they threw that little Easter egg and made it like a proper weapon here.
Yeah.
I think. Trying to think if I don't think anything changed. Oh, that was it. With Leon, he held his gun the way like
Yeah.
sideways, same way that Leon would in the original. The gangsters pose or whatever.
it turned
Yeah.
into Snoop
This,
Doggy Doggy when he got that gun.
Leon Snoop Kennedy.
So thankfully, Sherry doesn't play by the OG rules here and sit down when you run away too far. You don't have to worry about her. She
Thank
doesn't
God
seem to
for
have
that.
Could you imagine?
Around Iris as well.
One of the good things I like about B-side is, well, not just B-side. In the remake, they sort of added the fact that Sherry gets infected on both scenarios, whereas on original, it's only she gets infected in the first scenario, isn't it?
She kind of disappears in Claire B in the original.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, much to the happiness of several Resident 2 runs.
Right. Yeah. One less segment to worry about in B with Sherry.
I do think the B scenarios for both games don't get enough love. I'm a little bit biased, obviously, but that zombie always takes one shot, doesn't it?
Yeah, always one shot. Although he can fall forward and into you if you're very unlucky, which is very annoying. And you'll lose a free like 2 seconds because he's fallen into you or whatnot. So,
Yeah, you get the animation of
like throwing
I
him
kind
off
of
you.
take him and kick him away.
So on the approach here to the final 2 boss battles. Starting off with G4 on the train. I think in the original, well, I think in the original, you fight him at the beginning of the lab. Here you fight him at the end. Another little thing they remixed. So the idea here is Snake's going to shoot you in the eyes. There's a little minigun here. That grenade cancels him from climbing all the way up and jumping, which saves a good bit of time. GG, man, what a fight.
Yeah, that was nice.
He can tend to be a little bit of a meme, but here we are, the final boss fight. This is exclusive to the B
He's more of a
scenarios.
meme if you go for the running towards him and slashing him. I find that's more of a meme, whereas with the Gatling gun it becomes kind of free.
He definitely had it down though, for sure. But here we are, the exclusive final fight, G5. So do you line yourself up here to a certain point?
Yeah. caught by it or whatnot.
So again, the visual cues in Resident
GGs.
Evil games and GG as well.
And that was
Congratulations,
G5. That fight is very risky in terms of, you know, like if you're not confident on your lines, it's very scary. But I died and it was full of memes, and I still got 51-24. So I'll
Hey
take
man,
that.
absolutely. Solid run overall, man. You had a lot of memes, marathon luck, but you fought through it, man. You got through it to the end.
And I don't care what the timer says. I finished underestimate, all right?
But yeah, any final thoughts on the run? Anywhere for new runners to maybe go into?
I'd suggest, first of all, any thoughts on the run? B-side is very fun, as much as I made it look a bit hell. I really like the B-side scenarios, so don't sleep on them. They're very fun. Also, go and check out the Resident Evil 2 Remake Discord if you want to get involved in speedrunning. We're very friendly and we will help you. Shout out to Tom Sornek. It's lovely to have you alongside me. And shout out to
Absolutely.
all you guys in chat. It's been amazing to be at this event. So thank you, and keep the donations coming in. It's for a worthy cause.
Yeah, you can still donate for Liam to do a knife only run tomorrow on RE3 remake if you should want that. And thank you, Snake, for running again. And Sonic for the commentary. It was an absolute
absolutely.
blast.
Thank you for having me on. Really appreciate it. And guys, let's keep those donuts coming in.
Absolutely.